Even though the city is slowly reopening and more people are coming into Manhattan, Times Square remains mostly a ghost town in the COVID era. Street vendors who rely on those tourists and the bustling crowds are hurting, especially one man who's been such a staple on the corner of 45th and Broadway for more than 20 years. And boy, does he have a heck of a lot of stories to tell. We are joined this morning by Duane Jackson and his daughter, Tiffany. So good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I love your smiles this morning. Hey, so Dwayne, we're expecting some rain today. You got up anyway, set up your table out there. Why do you continue to do this each and every day?
Well, basically, I'm a New Yorker, even though I wasn't born here, but I love the pulse of the city. And I come out, and it's an old street vendor saying, unless you set up, you don't make any money.
By the way, you are New York's very own. I know you said you weren't born here, but you worked for the New York Department of Housing Preservation and Development. You worked for the New York City Board of Education, and now you are a staple in Times Square. Tiffany, we learned about your father after your tweets about him went viral earlier this week. So tell me about those tweets and what kind of response you've gotten.
Sorry, we're in the middle of Times Square. It's a little busy here.
It's okay.
I came to visit my dad a couple of days ago, and I basically kind of grew up here. He's been here almost my entire life, and I had never seen Times Square so empty before. And it was very interesting to sort of like see him, see the Naked Cowboy, see a couple of our other vendors that we've seen for a while here. And I just wanted to share that, a lot of people have always bad mouthed Times Square, but I love it. I love the family vibe that we have here, and I love everyone here, including my dad.
And so, Dwayne, this is usually a very busy time of year for you, especially because summer months and the streets are packed, right? So how has the pandemic up until this point really hurt your business that you are now in danger of having to have to close up?
It's a 97% drop in business, if not 99. It's slowly but surely, but where there used to be 20,000 people in the streets, we're lucky if we see 200 people.
Have you ever thought about maybe picking up and moving to a different spot of the city? Would that make a difference?
Yeah, well, we're going to take it one day at a time and see what happens going forward. I mean, the theaters are supposed to be opening back up in January or March, and that's our big business. Here on 45th Street, we have 7 show houses. So when they're open, I'll certainly be back, no matter if I go somewhere else in the meantime. But that's going to be the driver, having people come back, feel safe to go to the theaters.
And let me tell you, people who don't know this about you, you are a legit hero, Dwayne. For people who want to support you, you're a U.S. Navy veteran who served in the Vietnam era. You witnessed both attacks on the World Trade Center. You served in Vietnam War, like I said, in 1971. So take me back to the day in 2010 when you actually saved Times Square and so many lives.
Well, here in Times Square, all the vendors are always on alert to just knowing their surroundings. And when I saw the car parked illegally, I walked over to it, not knowing that there were 5 sticks of dynamite inside, and looked inside the car. It was running. Who leaves a car running in Times Square at 5:45, 6 o'clock in the evening on a beautiful Saturday, May 1st day? So fortunately, there was New York City has their beat cops locally here in Times Square, and one of the beat cops came by Jason. I said, "Hey, Jason, what's going on?" We were both looking in the car, and the first 2 fuses went up while we were standing at the car. And thank God that the guy was bumbling, because there would have been nothing that we could have done to have changed the outcome. But the good guys won that day. And I'm here to tell the story.
You were one of the good guys, and that eagle eye of yours in your training from the military really just jumped right into action. You now write books along with your daughter there. So tell me both about your books.
Well, my book was just a one-book story about that particular event. May 1st, the day Times Square stood still. But Tiffany is indeed the genius writer and very prolific.
And I write young adult novels for kids, especially about stories with Black girls in it. So, I've been writing for almost my entire life, but my 4th book comes out this September, actually.
Oh, wow. We're looking forward to that. And you also, you used to listen to your dad's stories when he would come home, and he'd have a heck of a lot of stories to tell. Does any story in particular stick out?
I think my favorite story of his is when I was in high school. he came home and he mentioned there's this guy, walking around in his underwear playing a guitar and has a cowboy hat on. And he just was like, he's there every day. And I was like, oh, okay. And little did I know that was the Naked Cowboy.
Yeah.
And he has made an entire career of that.
And lastly, Dwayne, for people who want to support you right now, may not be able to get to Times Square, is there a way they can help?
Well, certainly you can always go to Amazon and buy my book. You can stop by Times Square if you choose to. And there's a GoFundMe page for street vendors. We're all one family here in Times Square, whether it's the hot dog guys, the guys that do the pictures, and the veteran guys here. And by the way, only veterans are in Times Square selling general merchandise that occurred because of a New York State law for disabled veterans that dates back to 1868.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you both coming on this morning. You both are inspirations. Your smiles are radiant. Your energy just energizes everybody else. Thank you so much. And you are a true New York hero, Dwayne. I appreciate you.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you both for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Be safe out there, okay? Because the storm's coming. By the way, both father and daughter, they're writers, like we said. Dwayne's book, the May 1st, The Day Times Square Stood Still, is available on Amazon. And Tiffany's latest book, Grown, will be out in September, like she said. There they are. And support them. They are New York's very own.